In the world of business, it's easy to get caught up in the latest trends, the hottest marketing strategies, or the newest tech tools. But today, we're going back to the basics. We're talking about the fundamental building blocks that every successful business needs, regardless of industry or size. Think of it like constructing a house. You can have the most beautiful design and the fanciest fixtures, but without a strong foundation, that house won't stand the test of time. The same goes for your business. Whether you're just starting out in your business or you're looking to strengthen your existing business, this episode will provide you with invaluable insights to build a business that not only survives, but thrives. So let's roll up our sleeves and start by laying the groundwork for your business success. Today, we welcome into the studio Theo Etzel. Theo brings decades of experience as a business executive. As the CEO and owner of Conditioned Air since 1995, and now, more recently, chairman of the board, Theo has helped turn their passion for customer care and quality products and services into a thriving company serving all of Southwest Florida from Marco Island to Sarasota. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
You have an
appreciate that.
you have an impressive resume. You have been in business for a long time.
For a long time and a lot of varied things. So starting out, developing hotels around the country.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I did not know that about you.
Yeah. And then owned some Ben & Jerry's franchises up in Atlanta.
Oh my gosh.
Worked for Habitat for Humanity in their land acquisition side. Leaned on my hotel experience to do that. Mm-hmm. And then got the opportunity to come down to Naples. I'm a Miami native, so we got the opportunity to come back to Florida from living in Atlanta. And in 95, got the opportunity to become a partner in that business in Conditioned Air. It's a very small company at that time. But started and hadn't been in the air conditioning business before, but I'd been in what I call the people business. Mm-hmm. Right. And so, if you're looking for foundational and fundamental things, you can't do it without people.
Let's start there. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Because it does start with the people. And a lot of business owners don't get that right away. They're all worried about their processes, or they're all worried about, what widget am I going to sell and everything. But they kind of forget about that people aspect, and that's where it can go wrong.
True. And so what I would tell anybody is, if you set out in your business to make money, and money is the goal, you have the wrong goal. Mm-hmm. You have to focus on helping people, caring about people, whether they're on your team or your customers or your vendors, partners, professionals that you rely on. You have to care about them first. Do very well in your laying out your processes, because I will tell you that good people love good processes.
That's a very good point.
Good people love good processes because it makes their job easier. Mm-hmm. Right. And so to really delve into it, you need to practice servant leadership, where the leader is serving the people that work for them. Mm-hmm. And putting people first, if you have a good product and a solid ethics, so your reputation is good, the money will come. Mm-hmm. People will want to do business with you.
And people will want to work with you.
Yes. They want to be on your team. Mm-hmm. And you'll get referrals from your own people to other people to say, you need to come work where I work. Mm-hmm. And so it snowballs in a good way. Mm-hmm. But I have seen time and time again businesses that it was all about the dollar. Mm-hmm. And people were expendable. And it does not work out, never works out in my experience. And I've been subject to that in some roles that I had, where I felt like, they really don't.
Right.
This is not a rewarding culture here, not a caring culture. And I think if you set out to do that, you are miles ahead of a lot of people in business.
And that's really great advice for a new business owner specifically, because I remember when I started in business over 2 decades ago, I didn't even know what culture was. And I don't know. I mean, I didn't hear any talk about it. It wasn't on my plate I've never read a book about it at that point, nothing.
Right.
And now we hear, I mean, it's such a great service for new business owners that we're talking about culture.
Correct. Right. And culture is key. Peter Drucker, who's a famous management guru, a long time ago said, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And I would tell you that a business with a great culture and maybe some C processes and B processes will absolutely destroy a business with A processes and no culture and no structure in their culture. So it's about building the team.
It is.
And that's where culture comes in. Every business has a culture. Every business.
Whether it's good or bad.
Correct. What do you want it to be? Because if you want it to be your culture, right? John Maxwell says there's no such thing as business ethics. They're the ethics of the leaders of the business, right? And I'm a big ethics person. Do it right, treat people right, be honest, admit mistakes, make it right, right? To the best of your ability, make it right. But people, they want to see that and feel that culture, but it starts from the top. And when I was CEO and getting this started and sort of taking over and figuring this out, what I wanted it to be, I wanted to be honest, the air conditioning industry as a whole has a bad reputation.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes. So
because I'm not in it, but
yeah, it does. And the reason it does is because so many people practice compensation plans that pit the service technician against the consumer.
Oh, I see.
So if I'm a service technician for, I'm going to say over 50% of the companies do this. If I'm a service technician for one of those companies, I'm being paid a commission or a percentage of the repair bill.
Sure.
And if you know, I have a car payment this Friday.
Oh, okay? Right. Yes.
Okay. So if I'm at your house and it's a simple fix and I'm only, it's really not that much, I have a lot of pressure on me.
Of course you do.
To bump that bill up, find something else wrong, quote wrong.
Right.
Right. And a lot of people have sales quotas. Well, I was determined we're not going down that. We will not go down that road. And so we didn't. And it allowed us to make the staff very comfortable with telling the truth because there was no pressure on them to lie or bump up the price or anything. They got no more money for it.
Right.
So you have to pick what you want the culture to be. And then you have to repeat that. You have to hold it high. And so I used to call myself, they'd say, "Oh, you're the CEO." I said, "Well, actually, I'm the CBR. I'm the Chief Broken Record."
I love that. That's great.
I'm the CBR.
You have to keep repeating it.
You have to repeat it like a parrot. You cannot say, and I had people on my staff that said, "I wish I could tell them just once and be done." And I said, you get over that because that's not how human interaction works.
And you had a really great point where, I remember early in my business when I was in wedding and event planning and at a bridal shop, I was pressured by everyone that I hired to be commissioned. And I'm like, no, because then it just creates the wrong culture that I had envisioned for my company. That's kind of what you spoke on.
Right. Exactly. I want the technician to be the partner for the consumer.
Right.
Right. And I want them to be on the same side to say, here's what's best. And you can trust me because this is what's best to fix this. Or, hey, you shouldn't put that money in there. You should buy a new unit at this time because it's too old. Whatever it is, I want them to feel comfortable with the advice they're getting.
Sure.
And so, it's, and you don't establish that if you pit somebody against somebody. Because you can preach it.
Yeah.
You can preach it all you want to. But wherever you hang that carrot is the direction that the person's going to go.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just, so I can talk a good game, but if I hang the carrot over here, they're they're turning towards it.
And it sounds like so much of what we're talking about is really the core values of the leader, whether they're the owner of the company, they're the CEO, whatever, that's going to drive the entire team.
And you want buy-in from the people.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to attract the people that fit that culture. So, over time, this is not an overnight thing, but over time, that happens because people see that you're serious about it. And when someone violates that culture, there has to be consequences for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get to work here. And then if it's really driven in the team, and this is the test, if it's really driven in the team members will come and say, hey, you know what? They're not doing the right thing here. This is going to hurt all of us. Mm-hmm. And you need to know that so that people have it internalized.
Right.
And it matters.
And so after a while, I would imagine, like attracts like, and it just starts building your team with all of the right people.
The right people is the key. Right? The right people is the key. And I would tell you that that's probably one of the things that I see entrepreneurs, especially starting out, make a mistake because let's face it, when you're an entrepreneur, if you're a founder and you're really starting out and you're bootstrapping, which a lot of people do.
Absolutely.
Right?
They do.
I mean, you are, as they say, chief cook and bottle washer.
Exactly. The cook, right? The baker, the candlestick maker.
Yeah, exactly. So you wear a lot of hats, right? You chart the course, you bill for things, you have to buy things, you have to go collect the money, you have to see what you need to do to market. You have to do all these things. And as the company builds or as that organization builds, it's not an organization if it's just you.
Right.
And so what happens is all these hats you wear, they start to weigh you down. And you can't focus on and do what you need to do and what you're best at. And usually founders are best at telling the story.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Why did you do this? Why are we in business? What are we trying to solve? Right? How are we going to do it? All that. People should figure out how to offload things that, one, they aren't that good at, that they don't like to do, and recognize they need help in this area. And then you need to get the right person to help you in that area. I would tell you that the number one area that I see people should gain help in is the accounting side.
Yes.
Know your numbers, have somebody that's good. Don't need a full-on CFO typically at the beginning, but you need to think that you're going to work into needing that position as you grow, because you need somebody that has finance background, not just put the numbers in the bucket background, which is more just like pure bookkeeper. Right. So you'll graduate as you go through time to needing different things. And you have to kind of recognize that.
But how do you suggest like someone sit down and do a time audit of these are the things I'm doing, and then they look at it and go, well, I don't really like this. I don't like this. I'm really good at this, and this lights me up. How would you suggest somebody going about an exercise to figure out what they should and shouldn't be doing? Because that is ultimately, you have to get out of your own way.
Correct.
To be able to grow your business. But how do you figure that out? You
would look, to me, you would look at where do I spend my time that makes the most impact on the company? And typically that's going to be in sales somewhere. And or product development or being out and about marketing or whatever it is. I know people that have, there are a lot of people that have come up through trades, let's say, and they move from working in the field and now they're in the office. That's a very hard transition. It's a very different skill set in doing that.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't come into the business that way. I came in from a business background, learned the air conditioning side from all the theories of air conditioning and all the nuts and bolts and parts, but you don't want me working on your on your unit. Just going to say it straight up, right? I mean, it's not your
wheelhouse.
No, it's not my wheelhouse. I've known people that have been smart enough to say, I now own this company, but I don't want to run the company.
Mm-hmm.
I need help doing that. So I'm going to hire somebody to do the administrative and the running of the company, the personnel and all that. I want to be in the field. I want to be the face. I want to be the marketing side of it. That's where I make the most impact that I can do productively.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really turns out that in any business, I don't care what it is, where do you make the greatest impact to the bottom line of the business and for yourself and the way in which you're going to the market?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to offload and get help in other areas.
I think a lot of small business owners that are listening to this podcast, this is like the golden nugget, because they're in the position like I was a few years back where I was doing everything because I thought, that mentality of, I can do it better. I can do it faster.
Right.
I don't need to involve anyone. But then I was chained to being there and I couldn't be out working on my business because I was always working in it. And I think that's like a number one pain point for a lot of small business owners.
Correct. So there comes a point, if you're in the very beginning, you really don't have a lot of cash.
Right.
Typically.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And or it's a scarce resource and you might not feel comfortable committing to paying somebody that,
right.
I'm going to use this up. Maybe I don't get that back.
Right.
But after a time, that becomes to where you have to make that investment.
Mm-hmm.
And the the long and short of it is that as you invest in the business, it becomes more efficient.
Sure.
With the right people, it becomes more efficient. And you have extra sets of eyeballs looking at, why are we doing this
questioning
way?
Kind of questioning.
Yeah, auditing the process or auditing, what is the purpose of this? I know we did this 2 years ago and we had to, but do we still have to do that?
Right.
And so ferreting out inefficiencies is a big thing. But it takes an investment.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are hesitant to hire somebody because then they actually have to manage them.
That is the other end of the...
that's probably even a bigger holdback, that now I have to I got to get this guy a list of stuff he should do.
Right.
And what if I know what to do because I've been doing it, but how do I transfer
the knowledge? Yes.
How do I transfer that? And that becomes a hindrance to people because they're a little scared and hesitant to say, well, now I got to come up with something.
Right.
Right. But you really have to work to get over that. And it's a flywheel effect, because once somebody gets into it and really starts digging, and if they're good, they're going to come to you and say, what else can I take off your plate?
Right. If you give that autonomy to them to be able to do it.
Yes. And if you're going to give responsibility to them, then you have to give them a measure of authority.
Of course. Which is also scary.
Very, because entrepreneurs tend to be control freaks.
No. Wait a minute.
I know, right?
It's not just me?
Not just you. But, business is a team sport. And quite frankly, when you get a good team, right, together, it takes off.
That's
and
true.
This is why you see, I do sports analogies sometimes, and this is why you see, a regular NBA game, let's say, of two teams that are really good and gelled and cohesive teams. That's a really exciting game. Most people are disappointed with the all-star games because it's the key solo person that's the star on the other team, but now they're having to be a team player on all the stars. And they don't have the camaraderie, teamwork portion of that. And
a great analogy.
I would submit to you that a top-rated NBA team could beat an all-star team any day just because of the teamwork and the culture of that team, where egos are set aside to make the team better.
Right. Great analogy. You touched on something. We were talking a little bit about processes and how you said, it's transfer of knowledge, essentially. How important is it for a company at some point to create the SOP, the standard operating procedures and operations manual,
right?
Whatever you want to call it, playbook, whatever you want to call it in your company? How important is that to growth within a company? Because again, a lot of small businesses, whether they're just starting out or they're a few years in, they're probably not going to have that because again, they're doing it all. But how important is that key aspect into taking their business to the next level?
Well, I would tell you it's extremely key after a while, because people don't last in your organization forever. And I would prefer not to have the position dependent on a personality. I would like the position based on when you sit down and you're going to go to work, this is how you do it. So it's laid out. And that is transferable to the next person that comes in, because you can't predict the future.
Right.
You don't know when you'll have a new person or when something will happen to the person that you have there.
Right.
And so it's so much easier if you have somebody that's on the way out, say somebody got moved and they have to move with them. Here's 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now we have to hire somebody, get them in. And now you have to sit down and show them everything that you just did. But, over time, we kept adding things to your plate, right? So your original sort of job description is not that position anymore. And I've been in situations before where all of a sudden, to replace the one person, we needed two. Because when we really delved in and figured out what that person was really responsible for, that had sort of landed on their desk, it's like, okay, as we're growing, this is becoming overwhelming. No one's going to come in here and say, I can do that, because they didn't grow up with it.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So people grow into positions. So be very careful about having somebody too top heavy on function, where to replace that, it's multiple people.
Right. Because number one, you're overworking that person, probably.
Yes.
And, then you realize later that, oh gosh, made a mistake here.
Right. And that person's not likely to, in most cases, speak up and say, I can't handle this anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's a sign of weakness. And they don't want to disappoint.
Of course. Of course.
Right? So they're going to be hesitant to say, no more. So, yeah.
And these processes, the standard operating, whatever you want to call it, is a living, breathing thing. It needs to be updated.
Yes, all the time. And I don't say all the time meaning weekly. I just mean all the time. Like, it's great to do an efficiency audit at least once a year and to walk around and kind of look and say, what do you spend your time on?
See, that's the other thing that I think as small businesses we get wrong too, because we don't do that.
We found people that were doing spreadsheets, entering all this information on a spreadsheet, and we asked, what do you do with that spreadsheet? I don't know. It just lives on the H drive, and I suppose someone looks at it. Nobody's looked at that in 5 years. Why are we doing this? Who told you to do that? Oh, the last person that sat here told me this is how you handle it. So, they're glaring mistakes, but they're right in front of you and you don't see it on a daily basis.
So it's a process audit, essentially.
Yes. So you have to ask, why do you do that?
That's really, really important.
Is there a better way to do this?
Right.
Right? Is there a better way to do this? Can you be more efficient? Right?
Because how many times do, you start, like you said, you start in a position and somebody makes something up, doesn't tell anybody, doesn't ask. And then all of a sudden that gets transferred to somebody else. And then, like you said, you came in and you're like, why are you doing that?
Right.
And they're like, I don't know, because I was told, but
I was told
a manager didn't know that.
Right. So it happens to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It happens all over everybody. And technology changes. And as technology changes, certain functions don't have to exist as far as a process is concerned. It's being now handled by the software package you have.
Right.
It's automated. It's automatic. Mm-hmm. And that's a critical thing. And if you want to, today, in today's world, if you want to stay up with competition, you better be up with technology.
I'm glad you brought that up. That was my next question.
Okay. So, that's just the productivity that you can gain with the right implementation of technological tools is remarkable. And the insights that you can find. Now, I have to tell you, my business experience did not include the last 5 years of big data analytics and
AI and all that.
Right? That wasn't what I had at my disposal. So the idea that you can delve into things and parse things and look at them and say, oh, well, I see, we can analyze when are our heaviest call volumes, when are the, when is the most likely time, what day of the week are we the busiest or anything. But people can delve into key metrics in their business to say, we can improve this, right? Hold time or anything on the phone or how fast we get back to somebody on a message board or whatever that is. We can analyze it, look at it, and then correct for it.
And it's much quicker now because some things are like at the flip of a button.
Correct.
Like, I can figure this out right now.
And so, I would tell you one of the initiatives in the company, and I'm not in it on the day-to-day business anymore. I'm a director and a partner, but not day-to-day. But I know they're looking at ways to not have to do anything in Excel.
Oh, sure.
So that the enterprise software that has the reporting ability automatically populates into the format that people want to see and need to see it. So you don't have to manually enter things in. Well, that's a huge time saver and productivity saver and increase. And so, if you think about it, the United States as a nation, it's the most productive per employee nation in the world.
Today.
And the reason is because we've been early adopters of technology to improve productivity. And that's critical.
It is.
If you want to stay up. And so I would encourage anybody. Now, you can go broke chasing technology.
You sure can.
Okay. So I'm not saying that every year you buy everybody a new computer because you could. It's always changing.
Right,
every 6 months something changes.
Or cell phones.
Right. Cell phones, all that. So you have to really look at, okay, is this good enough? And can we put on it what we need to? I'm a big believer is you get as much life out of that as you can. And then when you have to make a change, you make a large platform change.
Okay.
So in other words, don't go up one model. If there's 5 models newer, then you land on the best that you can afford and run that out.
Because it'll last you longer because you've already upped so far.
Yeah. So that I do that personally, and that's what we've done in the business. And it's try to get as much lifespan out as you can until you recognize that, okay, we're falling behind here. We can't do these certain things. We need to be able to do it, make the move.
And one last question I have is education. I have a saying, ABL, always be learning.
Yes.
How important is that for an entrepreneur?
I think it's critical. Mentorship is a good way to find somebody that can mentor you, to share knowledge and wisdom and experience. There's no teacher like your own experience.
Right.
Okay. I have bumps on my forehead still from things I thought was a door and it was actually a wall. So
that's great.
I know this, right? So your own experience is always going to be the most lasting experience and teacher. But you should pay attention to people that say, watch out for that curve in the road. It's coming up. When you get this big, you're going to find that you're dealing with these problems, not the ones you're dealing with today.
Yeah.
And those kinds of things. I was in an organization for 18 years called, first started out as called the Executive Committee, TEC, and now it's called Vistage. And I was in that for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
And it's
a great group.
Great group. CEOs, non-competing CEOs in a local market. Time takes money, right? It's an investment in you. And I treated that as continuous grad school.
Sure.
So the speakers we would have teaching and then implementing those thoughts and ideas, and then being able to talk to CEOs and other people, other owners, when you'd say, I'm facing this problem. Let me describe it for you. Has anybody had a problem like that? And can you tell me how you dealt with it? And we would kick it all around and dice and slice and do everything and peel back that onion. And often what we would find is what I described was a symptom. And really, when you peeled it all back and got down to it, that wasn't my core problem. That was a symptom of the problem. Here's your core problem. You need to go address that.
Right.
And it would point me in a different direction. And so you have to be, to be learning, you also have to be humble.
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of people think humble is being a doormat. But I'm going to tell you, it takes a lot more courage to show that you're humble than it does weakness. Because you need to be able to say, I don't know, but I want to know. And you have to have that yet mentality. I'm not there yet. We don't do that yet, but we want to. And we need to learn how to do it.
That's amazing advice. Amazing.
So that's where I'd say.
You have given our listeners so many good tidbits today. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that.
For
appreciate being on it.
I mean, it's amazing. If our listeners want to get in touch with you, how can they do so?
Sure. Easiest way is through my email. And that's Theo@theoetzel.com.
And you have a fabulous book. Love your book.
Thank you.
I will also try to share that on the podcast notes.
Great.
It's
Perfect.
a wonderful book. So thank you again so much for being on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely. And thank you to all my listeners.